hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties there. For some reason, it was like not streaming and crashing and all that stuff, but it could be all of that energy that is flying around with the new moon in Taurus. And we had solar eclipse yesterday. We're going into eclipse season. We're going into Mercury retrograde pretty soon. And today, for all you pagans out there, we are celebrating Beltane. Yes, the fires of Beltane. So again, I guess I'll start all over again. My name is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And my link is down below for my website if you want to know a little bit more about me. Thank you to the people who have joined my Patreon. I have some new patrons. So hello, hello, and thank you, thank you. Susie, hey! And also, if you want to check out Leon Mystery School, that link is down below. But also, Desert Cauldron. Hey, Liesel, yes, blessed Beltane to you as well. Desert Cauldron is having its 1-year anniversary today. So last year, 2021, we opened on Beltane. We figured that that would be a really powerful time to start the shop. And it's been a marvelous journey, and all of the unique items we've been able to create for your guys' eclectic spiritual practices. I know everybody's is different, and the fact that our magical tools are in your homes, on your altars, is just so much gratitude. Oh, yay, yay, everybody is sending blessings all around. Okay, so you know what? I have my tea here. This is actually, it's a Beltane new moon solar eclipse tea. Tokra, hello, hello. Thank you, Susie. And so I don't know if you guys want to make some, but I put a little bit of pu'er tea. It's a particular type of strong green tea. Plus a little bit of orange peel, lemon peel, let's see, and then I put some vanilla bean and a little bit of honey. So that's the good stuff. Okay. All right. Before we dive into our collective reading today, you know, I want to talk a little bit about Beltane. And I have brought my Beltane Oracle, so I'll make sure that we pull some Beltane messages for today. And even if that's, you know, that's not a thing that you celebrate, at least we want to get a look into the energy of today, plus, you know, throughout our week, because it's a weekly reading. Liesel said, how bizarre. I've been patchworking with Snoopy fabric today. Hey, you know, I love the peanuts. That's like one of my fave things. So I love Snoopy, I love Woodstock, and that is so synchronistic. So who knows? Maybe Snoopy's got a message for us. Susie's like, I'm doing good now. I had an energy zap about 2 weeks ago. I'm so glad everybody's feeling a little bit better. How did the new moon treat you guys, or how is the new moon treating you guys? How'd the solar eclipse go? How's Beltane? Let me know, let me know. Any plans for today? Anybody doing any like altar work? Are you going out in nature? What's up? Let me know. And while you do, I wanted to tell you that in Desert Cauldron, since it is our 1-year anniversary and we did start on Beltane of last year, we wanted to do something special for today. So there's 15% off in the shop today. So if you go over there and you've had your eye on some items, maybe take advantage of our sale that's going on right now. But also, there's an item that we're going to add today, and you can actually get it before it gets in the shop, since everybody's, you know, watching here. So if you want to message me, Tara at kittensweightsandtarot.com, or if you want to DM me on Instagram at kittensweightsandtarot. Oh, Liesel is going to be doing some altar work today. Excellent. And Susie got lots of sun yesterday. That's awesome. So you guys get the advanced peek into the items that are going into the shop for specifically for today, but of course they'll be up there. I mean, you know, but they're going in today. Oh, thank you, Susie. Thank you. I thought, you know, dress up a little bit for Beltane. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you ready for the new items? So, you know, if you're interested in these, since they're not in the shop yet, but they will be later today, then like I said, just message me, and obviously it'll be a little cheaper because we don't have to, you know, I won't have to factor in any sort of Etsy fees, because let me tell you the Etsy fees. Okay, I'm so excited about these. We've been working on them for a while. Okay, so I call these the bunny medicine bags. And these little pouches, they come from a reservation out in Montana. They were ethically sourced because, you know, if I'm going to be doing any sort of medicine or I'm going to be selling any sort of medicine or magic, I want to make sure that there was harm to none. You guys know how much I love animals, and so I don't want harm to come to animals simply to have a product. So these are ethically sourced. Yes, this is bunny fur, and the leather is cowhide. Joss says, just in time for the reveal. Okay, but what is going into each of these pouches is different. So it's like a different intention. And of course, once you guys get them on your own, you know, you guys can put in whatever you want, whatever the medicine is that you want to carry around with you. The string is long enough so that you can kind of carry it around your neck, or you can hang it up in your room or place it in your vehicle. It's up to you. Each pouch is different because it's bunny fur and it's ethically sourced. So you're, you know, they're not going out killing, you know, a particular type of bunny. It's just whatever was available, you know, either animals that passed away in captivity, or if they passed away out in the wild, you know, that's kind of how they got these. Okay, so and this particular one is going to be your protection pouch. So let me pull, all of the items out because they're a little stuck in here. Oh, no, wait. This one's the heart pouch, excuse me. Okay, so this one is for love, and you can see that you can fit quite a bit in there. So let me show you what is in my love pouch. I have a sachet of roses. So roses goes into the love pouch because I also love to work with herbs. So I make sure that there's herbs in every single pouch. Roses, you know, you don't have to take the roses out if you don't want to. You can spread them out if you want. You can put them in a tea. You can put them in an incense blend. You can definitely create your own rose salve with them. But I think that carrying the medicine around in this bag, the medicine of roses, is going to be perfect for any type of love, whether you're trying to attract love, you want to bring in more self-love. And then working with crystals, I have to include a crystal. So I have a little piece of emerald here, a little tumbled piece of emerald, so that goes into the love pouch. Also have a cougar finger bone, again, ethically sourced, so we're not going around taking out our mountain lions. I love mountain lions. Susie said, I love, love, love roses. Lisa said the bags are sublime. I know, these are just so beautiful. So with mountain lion medicine, it's a very protective nature. And also, if you know anything about mountain lions, like we used to have actually one mountain lion that would come around our property, or my area out in Spring Valley in San Diego. And they can have a piece of land about 30 miles in radius. You know, one mountain lion basically can occupy at least 30 miles. So it's all about expansion. They also are very good at getting higher perspectives. You know, cats like to be up high and they like to look down on things. So if you're working on love and you want to get a higher perspective on that, you want to spread the love around, you know, in an all-encompassing circle, I think that mountain lion or cougar medicine is really good for that. And then, of course, some Brazilian quartz to amplify everything that is in this bag. So this is the love bag. So if you're actually interested in this one, like I said, and you don't want to deal with all of the Etsy fees and getting it a little bit cheaper, then just message me at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot on Instagram, or tara@kittensweightsandtarot.com for email. Okay, so this is the love pouch. I've made 4. Of course, we're going to make more for the shop, like different types, but just for Beltane today, I wanted to go with 4. 4 is my lucky number. It's the number of stability. It's the number of the 4 directions, the 4 colors, the corn, and the 4 pillars of the earth in Mayan astrology. So that's why I went with 4. Susie's like, sublime, beautiful word, yes. Joss said, all of this sounds genius. Okay, so the next one, like I said, there's 4 of them. Let me empty this one. This one's a beautiful, kind of like a dark bunny fur. And again, anybody who's watching, remember, these are ethically sourced. I really don't want harm coming to animals. It's just not right, you know. Okay, so this one, I think I cinched closed, so it's having a little bit of trouble opening. Okay, there we go. Open sesame. Okay, this one is my protection one. Okay. Come on out. You know you want to come out of the bag. And also you know that if you do cinch it closed, these things are not going to fall out of your bag. Okay, so again, bag is empty now, but what goes in here for protection, I have a lot of star anise. So you can keep the star anise inside here, or you can place it wherever you would like to have protection. But you know, since it is a medicine bag, you might want to keep your medicine inside. Star anise smells nice. I just don't like to take in anise because it's the black licorice. But you notice that there's one other thing in here, and this is actually black amber. So this is a beautiful chunk of resin in here. That's a mega chunk of black amber, you guys. So black amber, you guys could melt this down for like an incense, or me, I would say personally, I would just kind of carry it in the bag for its medicine because black amber is kind of rare and amazing. So maybe I would burn a little bit of it, but I'll just kind of like keep it in the bag. Okay, so let me put this back into my little medicine bag here. Mana, mana. Okay, and then crystals. Yes, of course. The medicine bag also has to have a crystal. So I got these crystals specifically for these when we were out in Tucson. And this is gold sheen obsidian. Dude, can you imagine the protective vibes on this one? Just repelling any sort of darkness, negativity, just keep that all up in there. So yes, there's some big chunk of gold sheen obsidian in here. And then I have a coyote tooth. So these are found coyote teeth. So again, ethically sourced because they were found on the ground. So this is a coyote tooth, really good for trickster energy. So if coyote is really good at shape shifting and having trickster energy, it's good at seeing the tricksters in the energy around you. So kind of alerting you to things that may not be what they seem. So I thought a little bit of coyote on your side would help with that. And then of course, dude, look at this Brazilian quartz here. Again, quartz to amplify the energy. And I thought, you know, that little friend just helping out that piece of quartz would be excellent. Okay, so this is our protection pouch. And then we go into the clearing pouch. James says, yeah, right. Coyote magic is very interesting. It is because, you know, they work in groups. They're highly intelligent, good at adapting, you know, to certain situations, good at utilizing their environment, but also good at having that trickster energy, and also really good at having a good time. So they're known for their laughter and their joviality. Susie said, these are wonderful. And James says, isn't coyote magic hoodoo? I think how it's used, it depends, I guess, on the practice, how it's used. I know hoodoo is very specific, so they may use it in a particular way. I myself, I have kind of an eclectic practice and eclectic background upbringing, so I think it would be a lot different than in hoodoo tradition. But this one, this bag is going to be a little bit different because it also comes with something that couldn't fit in the bag. So this is for clearing. So if you're ever wanting to like work on cord clearing, just clearing up your auric field, energy and things like that, this is going to be really good for it. And again, I love the bunny fur on here. And the reason I chose bunny is because it is abundant. So I want everything that is inside the bag to multiply. I want that, you know, I know the quartz is in there too to kind of help amplify things, but I want bunny magic to also help with amplification, amplify the magic that is inside this bag. Okay, so let me pull all of these goodies out, all of your clearing materials. Okay, and so we have a bit of rosemary herb. Rosemary smells so nice. So rosemary herb, and then in here I have a piece of copal. So copal is a type of resin, so you could burn it as well, but again, I kind of just want to, for me, if it were my personal medicine bag, I would just kind of keep it in here, working with rosemary, which is also good for protection and healing as well. So we'll go ahead and put those in. So if you're going to be doing any sort of healing work, you want to make sure or cord cutting work, that you are well protected, hence the herbs and the copal. Also inviting in a bit of mountain lion energy as well, like I said before, having that higher perspective. So if you are cutting cords or working on particular things, you want to make sure that you're seeing things from that higher perspective. You want that intuition boost, so hence the mountain lion energy. And then I also incorporated a piece of citrine for that sun energy, so it would shine light on the areas that need the most help. And we'll go ahead and put that in the bag. And then, of course, for amplification purposes, a Brazilian quartz. And then this one. This was handmade, not by me, but by some locals. So I don't know if you guys can see it. This looks kind of solid green to you, this particular stone, but for me, the light is backlighting it, and it looks like little trees in there. So I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a moss agate. It has some real sinew here, and then naturally shed deer antler, so that you can grasp it and cut those cords. So when you get this, of course, there's a few of these that were made. We don't have a ton of these, obviously, but like I said, they were handmade. They all look slightly different because they're unique. So this is for cord cutting. And then last but not least, we have our healing medicine pouch. All right, for whatever it is that you're wanting to heal from, something physical, perhaps it's something that you're working on by doing some shadow work. So let's go ahead and pull out those items. And like I said, we'll add more medicine bags to the shop, but these are just the 4 that we have for now. Again, because of the number 4. So empty bag. And then we go ahead and taking some of our, just making sure it's not coming out there, some of our St. John's wort here. So St. John's, really good for healing. And so putting that in there. And then also, again, our mountain lion medicine, because they do know how to take care of themselves. You know, that's why sometimes one mountain lion can occupy such a large area. Yes, sometimes they can work together, but they have quite a strength about them. So, and then also white aventurine. I found that to be quite the healing stone. I don't know if you guys have ever worked white aventurine. I know a lot of people use green aventurine, but this one white for healing medicine. And then our Brazilian quartz. Ooh, check that out for amplification. So that's it, you guys. These are our pouches. Only 4 for right now. You know, we will make some more for the shop. So if you're interested in any of those, they were made specifically for today for Desert Cauldron. So like I said, if you want to get them before we actually put the photos and everything up into the shop, just DM me on Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, or email me, tara@kittensweightsandtarot.com. Let's see. James says, "Oh wow, I love to see the real fur and bones used. You always show the best on your channel." Thank you. I mean, like I said, I love working with the, you know, actual like fur and bones and things like that, but only if no harm came to that animal, like no human came and like killed that animal. I don't believe in that, and I believe that it puts a negative energy onto it, and that's not what I want to include into my practice. You know, I love working with animals, whether they are alive or have passed. You know, it's I like to kind of utilize their energy. It's like, for me, giving them, if they have passed, their bones, their fur, the pieces of their body, like a second chance for magic. So their spirit has moved on and is continuing to work on their things, but, you know, bringing magic into life that has gone, I think is just amazing for me, at least, you know, so that's why I like to incorporate it. James says, "Oh, you're selling." Yes. Let's see. So Susie said, "Beautiful," and James said, "Yes, ethically sourced." Of course, always. And always make sure you guys do your homework as well, you know, when purchasing things that, you know, kind of where did they come from, and making sure that they, I would say, died of natural causes for the most part, or natural causes amongst other predators, not us. Lisa said, cool, cool. Okay, you guys, so we're here. Let's go ahead and dive into this Beltane weekly reading. So we have our Beltane message for today, plus, you know, kind of how is this first week of May going to start off for us? So let's have some tea. And I want to light our candle just so we create that sacred space. And it doesn't matter if people are watching now or watching the replay, you are within that sacred space because it is an energetic circle that we will create. I'm going to bring in the element of water after we've set off our element of fire, and just kind of cleansing the area. All right, and a little bit of Palo Santo for air energy. Do, 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 do. Phenomena. It's already getting warm, you guys. Our AC already popped on. And then for earth energy, my moss tooth with a Ethiopian opal. We do have one more mosasaur tooth in Desert Cauldron. So hey, if you're looking for that 15% off, maybe you want to snatch up the last one, because I don't know where we would get any more dinosaur teeth. That's like, it was like a random happenstance that we came across them. I'm not an archaeologist, so I can't go around digging for dinosaur teeth. So, so snatch up that last one maybe while we have that sale today. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the elementals of the north to cast our circle today. So thank you. Calling in elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast. Let our work begin. Blessed Beltane, and so it is. All right, and a little bit of singing bowl magic just to clear up the energy via sound. All right, you guys, let's rock and roll. Okay, let's see. Susie said, I'm so happy to be in May. I turned 50 May 31st. Feeling fine. Hey, girl. Happy pre-birthday. So when May 31st rolls around, you're going to have to let us know. Because, girl, you're going to need that happy birthday music. Says, love this energy shift from yesterday. Yeah. How were you guys feeling yesterday? I was noticing kind of on the Instagrams that some people physically felt different. Like some people got like the sniffles or allergies acted up. Oh, sorry, there's like bunny fur flying around. Some people, like myself, emotions, very on edge. So I don't know if that was affecting a lot of people other than, you know, just some of the people I saw on Instagram myself, but yeah, let me know. Okay, so today, kids, I have my little list here. Susie said, amazing. My north node was hit, but it was magical. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to go into a little bit of the Mayan astrological message for the week, so we can kind of keep that in mind. Our herb of the week, I picked a very special herb for today. We have a Beltane new moon in Taurus spread for kind of this week. We'll go into an elemental forecast. You guys got to vote on the special question. If you didn't already vote, maybe you can vote. But it was the most votes won out of the 4 questions that I posed. So I wrote down the winning question. Plus everybody that's in the chat today will be able to get into a viewer's poll. We have a healing that'll take place with my handmade drum. So this is a drum that I made, and that is my artwork there. And then we'll go into super chats and super stickers. So anybody doing super chats and super stickers, I will pull a card for you personally at the end of the chat today. Okay, so let's hop to it. Okay, the decks that I'm going to be using for today, especially the Slow Tarot, my Wally's World Oracle, and if you're interested in little Wally Walito's deck, the link is down below. Susie said the drum is beautiful. Thank you. Seasons of the Witch, Beltane Oracle. I mean, how could I not bust that out today? The Considerate Cat Tarot, the Vintage Peach Oracle, the Feelings in Bloom Oracle from our girl V over at V Love and Crystals, and the I Don't Care Oracle created by my best friend out in Belgium, Steph. So, of course, I want to use my bestie's deck. Okay, so here is my spread that I'm going to be using, but I'm going to pull the extra card for Beltane. So this is to kind of give us a look into the energies for this week. Like I said, this is our collective weekly reading. And we also have our second to last zodiac reading tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you are a Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, definitely join us this evening. And then lastly, tomorrow will be Scorpio. So all of you Scorpio folks, stay tuned tomorrow. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these cards, starting with Wally's World, taking a look at the theme for this week. Let's make some room here. And I'll keep that card off to the side while I pull these other cards. And so the theme is going to be integrated in obviously our reading. I want to see how it connects. And I'm going to use the Slow Tarot for the questions here. So I'll read you guys the questions, but I'll go over the questions one by one as we turn over these cards. So the first question, which I guess that is going to be our card, is the current challenge or moment for this week. So as we are going to be kind of leaving that new moon in Taurus energy, our eclipse energy, and of course we're going into eclipse season and Mercury retrograde at some point soon, what will be for this week the current challenge is. So this week, what will we plant? What should we be planting now? Especially with that new moon energy still going on. How can we help it grow? And then this week, what can we let go of? Susie said that May 10th is Mercury retrograde. You guys hold on to your hats. And then lastly, a message from Spirit or our higher self. Boom, 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 bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Perfect, perfect. And then lastly, let's pull a Beltane message. I mean, I have to, right? Okay. And this is such a gorgeous deck, you guys. I don't know if you guys have this, by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. Susie said that Pluto went retrograde too, but it's all good. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I was looking into my Western astrology chart, even though, you know, I'm a Mayan astrologist and that's kind of where my strengths lie. I am trying to understand more of Western astrology. So I was kind of looking into my planet Pluto and who governs it and all of that. Lisa said my sister's birthday is on May 10th. Oh, just in time for the retrograde. Susie said gorgeous deck. Tokra said yes, that is a lovely deck. Yes. Okay. All right. You guys ready for this week? You ready? Here we go. Okay. So, taking a look at the theme for this week, we have Tiger Hill. This is actually in China, and I believe this is in Suzhou. And I took that picture. I was in China back in 2009. I went to Shanghai and Belgium and Suzhou and Hangzhou, but I believe Tiger Hill is in Suzhou. And so it's a beautiful story about this, that there was a monk that happened to be walking by and was trying to look at where to put the next temple. And the monk looked over and there was a white tiger on the hill. And so that was a sign for him from Spirit, from Source, to say, hey, that's where that's where our temple needs to go. So that's why it is called Tiger Hill. And it's a beautiful, beautiful structure. And it was a little unstable, so nobody was allowed inside anymore because it was very, very old. But yeah, it was something to behold with you actually being there. Susie said, I love my Wally's World. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. So many beautiful cards. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so how does this translate into our week? Give me just a moment here. And by the way, that's little Wally Wallito photoshopped in there. Who's to say he hasn't hung out at Tiger Hill? Okay. Oh, right away, got the message. Okay, the theme for this week is there are going to be some major guidance messages this week. And it's not just for this week, but is to help us through this month and through the rest of the year. So it is going to behoove you to really pay attention to your intuition, to your guidance. How do you hear it more clearly? It means being very centered, connected. I know there's a lot of energy going on. Susie was mentioning that Mercury retrograde's coming up on the 10th. I know that we're still in that new moon energy, that we still are somewhat feeling that solar eclipse energy. So there's a lot going on, and we really do need to remain grounded. I myself included, because emotions were running high. So if it happens, just kind of bring yourself back. But our guides, our intuition is really going to try to guide us this week. So keep that in mind. That's kind of the theme, is if you notice things are popping up that are a little too coincidental, that's some big synchronicity. Please pay attention. I know Lisa at the beginning was saying she was working with a Snoopy quilt or patches. I happen to have a Snoopy mug. I mean, sometimes little things like that might sound silly, like, oh, Snoopy, what does Snoopy have to offer? But look into it. What might that actually mean, even if they seem innocuous like that? Really look into those messages, journal those messages, because there's so much going on that we may forget that we even received a message. So, good tea. All right, so I'll keep this card face up off to the side just so I can reference it throughout our reading right now. Okay, so our current challenge or moment for this week. So what is the challenge for this week, especially with that Taurus energy? Taurus can sometimes be really laid back, but sometimes they can be a raging bull. And this might be, how can we overcome the raging bull? Actually, wasn't that a movie? Yes, Raging Bull. All right, and we have the 10 of Wands. So the current challenge is that there is going to be a lot of energy coming at us. How might this energy be coming at us? It might be coming at us in the form of our, I would say, I hate to use the word weak, but like the weakest points of our energy, like wherever we don't have the strongest boundaries or we don't have the strongest shields due to, like, you know, we just talking about shadows, but, you know, shadows and healing, whatever that is going to come up for us big time. Hence the messages coming in from our spirit guides, from our higher self, big time this week, because it is very, very important. I mean, I'm going to turn over the rest of the cards in a moment, but, you know, just kind of what I've been reading through the zodiac readings is that this is a big shift, and some people are being called to action. Some people are being asked to take it easy this month. But it's a big month of change. I don't know if you guys know that. And everybody's going to be changing in different ways. And in order to make it a little easier on yourself, you are going to have to meditate, ground, connect, because the messages will be out there on where to go and how to navigate this month. Because the challenge is going to be this, where I know when everything's going hunky-dory, like, oh, our intuition guided me this way, and everything seems effortless and clear. But once, you know, our shadows and other things and like the 3D world piles on top of us, it's so hard to listen to that intuition and to have a clear head on your shoulders of what to do. So this is our challenge. Just know that if it feels difficult, it's because that's the challenge. And then, so it's like, okay, what do I do when that is occurring? Because I can't wait for things to be nice again, you know, for me to take action. The healing is now. So keep that in mind. Let's see, Lisa said, I'll certainly be looking out for synchronicities. Definitely. Okay, so then going into what to plant now, because in the new moon energy, we're going to be bringing in things. So, what is it that we should plant? The time is fertile. And as I'm looking at my bunny bags, abundance. So, what do we have here? Ooh, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, right now, the thing that popped into my brain was get your mind right. So, what to plant right now is um, how can we get our thought processes, our human mind and the human world, the 3D world, in sync with, not in sync, but anyway, you 90s children, in sync with the messages that we're receiving from our higher self, because they're not so different. The 5D world and the 3D world, they're just reflections of each other. So how can we get this 3D world in sync with the messages that we're receiving this week and kind of throughout the month? So that is definitely something to plant. When something comes up, how can I bring my 3D ego mind back in check, with what I know to be true in my heart, because sometimes they'll be at odds with one another. And so that might be something to plant, is working on healing that disconnection between the two. Okay. And then we go into how can we help it grow? So if that's the seed to plant, how can we help it grow? Interesting. Susie said, I love finding signs and synchronicities. So how to help it grow? We have the King of Swords. That is so unusual because, like I said, I've used this deck quite a bit and I've shuffled it a lot. So the court cards shouldn't really be together, but here we go. That's a message in itself. So how can we help it grow? Well, we need to start looking at things from a more mature perspective. It doesn't matter how old you are. Maturity is not really, in one aspect, maturity could be an age thing, but also it's a perspective, and it's a level of awareness, maturity. So in order to help this grow, getting the heart and the mind back in sync, we're going to take a look at how far we've come in our journey. What are we doing right now to help those things? And do any of the ways in which we bring the heart and the mind into sync with one another, do we need to change up some of the ways we do those things? So having a more mature perspective on that. I know, Susie, these are such beautiful cards. That's why I was like, I need to bust this out for today's reading. Okay. This week, what do we need to let go of? Because if we're bringing stuff in, we also have to release, because that's how the cyclical journey goes. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Check out this fortune. Very nice. Okay, so what to let go of? And what I'm getting here is it'd be really beneficial to have a little think about how our minds, our 3D minds, have led us thus far, and how our heart has led us thus far. And if any of those things seems incongruent with what you're doing in the present, like it's blocking you, then we know we need to avoid that. We don't want to we don't want to be blocked on our journey, but we also need to look at why we're being blocked. So the things that we need to let go of are the things that are blocking us. And maybe our way of always doing things worked well in the past, but maybe it doesn't work so well now. So it's letting go of the things that maybe were okay in the past, but they're not okay now, because they're creating blockages. And blockages, we don't need that. And especially it being a major arcana card, it's like definitely pay attention. Okay, and then a message from our higher self, or you could say soul, you could say spirit, whatever name you want to give it. And we have the 8 of coins. So the message is, yes, this week is going to require more work than we're used to. Sometimes times are great and they're easy and they're effortless. sometimes times are very difficult. This is somewhere in between. And so if you would like to grow, you would like to expand, you would like to have a good week, then it's going to require some work on your part. Not just, roll up your sleeves, physical work, but it's going to require some spiritual work and some inner work, some stuff that's going to be uncomfortable. And as I read this, I know that a lot of it is talking to me as well. So it's going to require a lot of work. That's like the main thing coming through. We can avoid that work, but just know the work doesn't go away. We're just avoiding it. It'll still be there, waiting, waiting, waiting. So we might as well take care of it now than pushing it off until next week or the week after, or the week after that. Okay. I wanted to take a look into today's message, though, our Beltane message. So I was going to use that Beltane Oracle. And we have the lovers. Oh my gosh. Look how beautiful that is. And it says, love lulls all sorrow and bewitches flesh, mind, and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. All right. So Lisa said, yeah, this resonates well with me. I spend too much time up in my head lately. And Susie throwing up hearts. So what I'm getting for the message for today, whether you celebrate Beltane or not, today is a beautiful day to reconnect with the self. Yes, lots of twin energy for sure, especially with that king and queen, of swords. And, when we think of Snoopy, we also think of Woodstock. They are a pair, they are a duo. This is twin energy as well. So maybe that also means something to Liesl. But it's the two halves. And in Mayan belief, there is an anima and there is a coyopa. And so the anima is, and there's a nahual. So there's technically three things. But the anima is the spirit that lives and dies with the body, and I guess you guys could call it the ego. The coyopa energy is the life force within us. It's like our lightning bolt. The thing that is eternal and that lives forever is the nahual. So that's like the main spirit inside. So it's almost like having two spirits inside of you. Your ego spirit or your anima and your nahual, the eternal spirit. And so how can we bring that today, taking a look at, I'm not saying you're going to heal everything and, everything's going to be hunky-dory, but at least today, whatever you guys are doing at your altar or you're out in nature or you're cooking something up in the kitchen, how can we bring our anima in sync with our nahual? How can we bring the ego in sync with the heart, essentially? So, wonderful day to do that, by the way. Lisa said, yeah, Woodstock, identical twins fascinate me too. So, all right. Okay, beautiful message there. All right. So the Mayan message for this week, just wanted to quickly get that out there. Today in Mayan astrology is 3 Etznab. So a 3 number is always a difficult number. You can think of it as, I guess, like in the runes, there is the rune that has these, because I blanked on the name for a second, but the rune basically looks like this, not Gebel, like not gift, but where there is a line that crosses the other, almost essentially stopping yourself. And so that's kind of what the 3 energy is that it's a block. Things are more difficult on a 3-day, but it's not not benefit. It is for our benefit, because if things are difficult, then there is a workaround. We get more creative on how to do that day when that day is difficult. If I can't do this, then maybe I'll do this instead, or maybe there's a workaround here. So it helps us to get creative on 3 days, or it helps us to rest on 3 days. But today is 3 Etznab, and Etznab is the obsidian knife. This isn't obsidian, but this is a knife. So when we think of the obsidian knife, we think of a physician's knife could heal, or if you think of the warrior's knife, it could kill. So on a 3-day, what is it that we want to heal? And remember that if we take things too far, or we allow the anima to take over the nahual, then we could possibly injure the good parts of ourselves, the best parts of ourselves, or we dim our light in a certain way. So on a 3-day, be very mindful today of what you want to heal, and maybe being mindful that you don't injure yourself or others with our mind, our thoughts, our words, things like that. So today being a difficult day, just make sure that you're wielding that obsidian knife for our best and highest good. As we go through the week and we end on Saturday, you know, it's kind of when our 7-day week ends, we have 9 Kan, and Kan is the fisherman's net. So it's kind of all encompassing. You can kind of think about it as like the world card, like all connecting. And 9 is a very pregnant number. It's a very fertile number. So that is a perfect day for any sort of spell work that you want to reach far and wide, and you're trying to bring in any sort of abundance. You know, if you're trying to conceive a child, perhaps 9 Kan would be a great day to do that. If you're wanting to bring in more money, if you're wanting to bring in more love, if you're whatever it is that you want to bring in more of, Saturday 9 Kan is a great day to do that. But remember, as we saw in our theme card, we have to pay attention to the messages that will help us to achieve our dreams. And we're going to have to work on also this week bringing our Anima and our Nahual in sync with one another so that we can make that magic happen. Okay, so just a little FYI. Okay, so the herb of the week, you guys, and oops. Like I said, I picked a particular herb for today, Beltane, but you could use it throughout this week. And I don't know if you guys have this, but maybe you can do a little internet research. This is called cat's claw bark. And it looks just like this. It is a very woody thing because it is bark. So I put some notes down here so I don't forget everything that it's really good for. Okay, in the physical sense, for me, I like to use herbs just as teas. Like, I like to ingest my magic. But if you're going to use this for physical ailments, cat's claw is really good for viral infections. So if you're feeling a little ill or under the weather, this is really good for that. A lot of people use it within cancer treatments because it's very good for inflammation, treating inflammation, bringing it down. Which means that it's also good for people who suffer from arthritis, as arthritis is inflammation of the joints. It's said to be really good for memory, and we were talking about the mind with the King and Queen of Swords. So clarity of mind, but also very helpful for people who maybe have early onset Alzheimer's. So this is good for that as well. So that's for the physical body. Sue said, great messages. Good for perimenopause in my case. Well, there you go. Okay, for magic, this is great for shamanic journeying or dream recall. So you could put a little bit of this in a sachet, place it under your pillow for dream recall, lucid dreaming. But like I said, shamanic journeying, I think this is really good for. So if you wanted to put this in a tea, or you wanted to burn this as an incense whenever you're doing any sort of work like that, or if you're doing some divination work and you want clarity on what it is that you're pulling cards for, or sitting in meditation and doing some, psychic connection, this is a really good herb for that. So if you guys have this lying around, I would say see if you can utilize it this week. Cat's claw bark. Okay. Let's see. I would like to go into the elemental forecast. All right, homies, tell me, what are your elements? So what element is your sun sign? What element is your rising sign? What element is your moon sign? Any other elements you got floating around? And I want to pull some cards for our elements. So I'll pull a card for our fire signs, I'll pull a card for our water signs, air signs, and earth signs. And for that, I'm going to use the Considerate Cat Tarot. All right, so let me know, what elements do you guys have going on here? For me, I'd be air, water. And most of my chart is actually air, followed by water, because there's actually a lot of Cancer in my chart. Followed up with a little bit of fire, and then that's it. So it's all this air, a little bit of water, and then a teeny bit of fire, and that's all that's in my chart. Let's see. You guys are goofing around. You guys are so silly. All right, so Lisa is earth, water, fire. Susie, air and earth. Susie said, I do have Mars and Venus in Cancer, which is water. I have my Mercury and Venus is in Cancer, and then Mars is in Gemini. Okay. Let me just lay out these 4 elements here. Lisa said I got all the cardinal signs in my chart. Joss is an earth rising, air sun, and air moon. Tokra is air, fire, and water. Excellent. Good mix here. Good mix of folks. Okay, so we'll do fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay, okay. You know what? That's actually going to be a 2-carder, so that's going to be air. We'll do water, and then lastly we'll have an earth card. Okay. All right. Let me just put that there. Okay, so let's start off with some extra messages for our fire signs. So anywhere you have a fire placement, some of you guys had it in your sun, your moon, and rising. So fire babies, here we go. We have the Father of Cups. Oh, look at this cute kitty. Sweet baby. Okay, and you know what I love about the Considerate Cat Tarot is that a portion of the proceeds went to animal rescue, and so the cats that are featured in here are actually rescue animals, and so these are real cats, portraits of real cats that were all needing a home. Okay, so fire signs, give me just a moment with this. Okay, so fire signs for this week. I know the want is to kind of speed through the week, rush through the week, get things done or like bulldoze through blocks and all of that. But remember that sometimes when we do that, we can do that with a lot of anima, a lot of ego. So make sure that whatever you're blasting through or whatever it is you're trying to push through or speed through, you're listening to your heart at the same time. Because sometimes our heart is like, whoa, 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 we don't need to be so aggressive. Just chillax just a little bit. Or maybe we don't need to go full throttle. So just kind of keep that in mind for this week, fire signs, that you're really, really tuning into your intuition, into your heart, before just blasting through everywhere. And I just like blasted this card out of my hand. So just blasting through everywhere. So mega message, please, please, please listen to the heart. Okay, air signs. 2 cards came out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and read them and see what they are. They are the 8 of Cups. More water here. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so air signs. Be very careful at what you choose to leave behind this week. Sometimes we can have a knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, well, I don't need that anymore. Oh, well, that be gone. Don't need that. But if you can pause just a moment and listen, again, this is like intuition, listening to the heart. It's like it's coming up again, this time in the air signs. Is that something you truly need to let go of right now? Maybe you can let go of it in the future, but maybe it's serving some purpose at this moment, and maybe now is not a great time to leave that behind. So please be more mindful of the things that you may just casually decide, no, I don't need that anymore. Peace out. Don't need that. Because sometimes that may be our ego talking and not our heart talking. Susie said, just a powerful reminder. So yes, I mean, we're always talking about, oh, what shall I release? What do I need to let go of? But sometimes we forget about the things that we need to hold on for just a little while longer, because perhaps there's a lesson in there and we're still learning before we just kick it to the curb. So air signs, keep that in mind this week. Okay, water babies. All right, everybody has a water placement in sun, moon, rising. We have the Magician. All right, water signs, this is your week. You want to create something, start putting something out into the world, perhaps maybe just voicing an idea this is your week. So if you've had something stewing up here, I say this is the week for you guys to really see if you can get it out. So either voicing it, starting, to make it happen, coming to fruition tangibly. But this is time for it to come out of the mind and either come out through the throat chakra, come out through, the hand chakras physically, whatever it may be. But this is a great time for manifestation for our water signs. So creation today, and this week. Okay, Earth babies. We have the 9 of Wands. Okay, so remember that the challenge this week is that 10 of Wands energy. So Earth signs, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, this week has a mood and how will I ever get through this week? Just hold on, but at the same time, try to see what the message is from the difficulties that you experience this week. If they seem overly difficult, you may want to ask yourself, why? Why is it bothering you? Why does it feel so difficult for you? Where is it actually stemming from? Is it something that needs healing? Okay, so with all these sunflowers here, it's definitely something beneficial. It's just maybe hard for us to see because in the moment it's difficult. Okay, all right. Let's see, where are we off to now? Ooh, you guys, the special question. Okay, if you're wondering what the special question is, every roughly Thursday on YouTube on my channel, I post 4 questions. I do a poll of, publicly for all YouTube folks. And it has 4 questions, and you vote on the question that you want me to pull cards for during the weekly reading. And I pose those same 4 questions to my friends on Patreon. I also pose it to anybody who's going to be joining the YouTube membership. So essentially, people in YouTube memberships or Patreon, they get double votes because they get to vote there, plus they get to vote on the YouTube public poll, and I take all of those votes together. So if you're really wanting a particular question, you might vote twice just to ensure that that question gets read. So here's the question you guys voted on. Boop, boop, boop. The special question was, how can I avoid burnout this week? How can I avoid burnout this week? Well, how appropriate, because I was just talking about this is this week. Okay, so how can we avoid burnout? I know a lot of stuff is going on. We got a lot going on in our lives, not just our spiritual journey, but a lot's going on. So I'm going to use the Vintage Peach Oracle. Okay, so how can we avoid burnout this week? Do tell, universe, do tell. Okay, how can we avoid burnout this week? I'm feeling like it wants me to shuffle a little bit more. How can we avoid burnout this week? Okay, put that card down. Put these back in their little box here. Okay, let's see what it says. How can we avoid burnout this week? At first I was like, what did it say? It says, do-a-diddy. You know the song, do-a-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-do, singing do-a-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-do. It says, listen to your favorite tunes and dance. She look good, she look fine, look fine, she look good, she look fine, and I wanna make her mine. So Susie's over there with the music. Joss said perfect. So yes, when things get heavy, go back to what we used to do when we were teenagers. Remember when we were teenagers and music was the all-encompassing of our lives. Some of us had cassettes. I grew up on, cassettes, and then it was CDs. And so it was oh my gosh, can I borrow your CD? And it's you're always, with your headphones and your Walkman or your Discman. It was really oh my gosh, this song is all about my life right now. For me, I'm listening to Ricky Martin, and I'm oh my God, this is my life. And it's so emotional. But we played the music as it pertained to our lives, and we felt that it made whatever we were going through that much easier. We sought out groups and lyrics and music and all of that in a way to help us to cope with the growing pains of being a teenager, growing up in our parents' homes, no matter what was going on in the home, the trials and traumas of being in high school, and all of that. Lisa said vinyl records, showing my age now. Hey, you know what? I listened to some vinyl, but that's because my dad had a bunch of vinyl. So yeah, we listened to a lot of that, and some of it was very white on vinyl. And The Godfather of Soul, James Brown. Yeah, there was a lot of that on vinyl. So I know it seems simple, but if you think back on it, music got us through a lot of things. And it's because we could internalize the music. Sometimes the lyrics didn't even matter. It was just the feel of the music that helped us to get through those things. So if you're feeling this week is very difficult, perhaps bring back some of that music. And if you want to, listen to the music from back in the day that you were listening to on records that now are, on MP4s, but, or, on the internet that you could just download on Spotify or whatever. But think about the music that helped you then. Maybe it can help you now, or maybe, just maybe, some of the music now can help you. And me, I'm like very resistant to some of the modern music because I'm like, dude, the 90s had it way better. The 80s had it way better. But I do know that there's a lot of good music being made now. And so maybe give it a listen and allow yourself to kind of drift off into that world for, the 3 minutes or 4 minutes that it lasts, and see as you come back if that helps you just a little bit, and continue listening. So throw on those headphones, crank that music to 11, and hey. Butterfly said, when I was in 6th grade, we listened to Grease on vinyl. That's awesome. I didn't have very many CDs. Most of my stuff was on cassette when I was in high school. So I had Ace of Base on cassette. But when I did get some CDs, I had NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, I had Mariah Carey, Butterfly. And I think I just kind of borrowed everybody else's CDs. I had TLC on cassette, Waterfalls. Let's see. Lisa said Grease rocks. Heck yeah, I've listened to Grease a lot in my day. I pretty much know all the words to all the songs. Okay, so then you guys in the chat right now, you have a chance to vote again for the viewers poll. So I have 2 more questions for you guys, and you decide which one you want me to put cards on. And I'm going to use V's deck, actually, that Feelings in Bloom deck. So here are the questions. I'm going to have you vote with either a red heart emoji or a green heart emoji. If you don't have access to your emojis, or you don't know what an emoji is, just type the words green heart or red heart. Okay? So here are the questions. Question 1. Lisa said, hey, the first CD I bought was James Brown. Ain't it funky now? Nice. My dad thought he was James Brown. Or he was James Brown for the most part, and sometimes he was Bruce Lee. So, I mean. Okay, so vote with a red heart emoji if you want me to pull a card for the question. What am I afraid to burn away? Think of the fires of Beltane, burning away what no longer serves us. But what are we afraid to burn away? Lisa said, cool dad. I know, right? My mom, on the other hand, was all about classic rock. So she's over there with like Aerosmith, and her favorite band was actually the Rolling Stones. So the Stones and the Doors and Purple Haze, Black Sabbath. Yeah, I grew up on all that stuff too. So I grew up on the oldies, and I grew up on classic rock. And the 80s, because I was in the 80s. Okay, so yeah, red heart emoji. What am I afraid to burn away? Second question, vote with a green heart emoji if you want the question. What is the best way to care for myself this week? Okay, we know all about listening to music this week, but what is the best way to care for ourselves this week? Okay, so go ahead, cast your votes. Red heart for what am I afraid to burn away? Green heart for what is the best way to care for myself this week. Okay, so let's see those hearts, red hearts, green hearts. Lisa said, yeah, your mom has impeccable taste. Yeah, I remember when I was growing up and something would come up on the radio and my mom's like, who's this baby? Who's this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, Mama. And she was like, oh, you don't know the Doors? No child of mine doesn't know the Doors. And she was like, come on, baby. She's all, you need to know this stuff. This is part of who you are. She's like, you need to know this stuff. So when something comes on the radio, you need to know, who this is. She was like, this is the Doors. This is the Doors. Okay, so we have some votes in. We have Susie has a red heart, Liesl has a red heart, Butterfly Love Child has a red heart, Joss has a green heart, Beautiful has a green heart. Okay, Susie says it's a tie, almost. We have 3-2. Any more votes? I'll do a little countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, votes are in. So it looks like we're going with the red hearts. So corazón roja. Okay, let's use the Feelings and Bloom deck by V Love and Crystals. And let's take a look into what are we afraid to burn away? Okay, guys, what are we afraid to burn away? This is a fiery time. The fires of Beltane, helping us to shed our skins, burn things away so that we can emerge much better, brighter, shinier. Almost like letting that chrysalis go so that butterfly can emerge, show the world its wings, dance, pollinate on the flowers. Okay, so let's see. What are we afraid to burn away? Okay, I'm gonna keep it face down so we can take a look at it together. Susie said fire. Okay, what are we afraid to burn away? Let's look at it together. Deja vu. I learned from familiar moments. Okay, so is there something that has been, as of late, repeating itself over and over and over again? Perhaps it's a particular block. It just seems like it keeps coming up time and time again, especially recently, maybe in the past few days. Or is it a particular argument that seems to come up over and over and over again? Liesl's like, oh my days. Is it a particular situation, even though it's not always with the same people, that as of recently is happening over and over and over again? If it is, it's because it's something that we don't wish to look at and we don't wish to heal right now. I'm also talking to myself because I have also had something come up over and over and over again. So today, I pulled that Beltane card for us about reconnecting the anima with the nahual, our ego and our spirit, bringing them together as in sync as one. As you guys do your altar work today, or spending time in nature, or you're cooking something up, or whatever it may be, today is a great day to go inwards and really look at why this repeating pattern is coming up to you, for you. I know it might be difficult, it may be scary, it may be very dark, but we have to take a look at it. Otherwise, this is going to keep happening. And I'm guessing that this is not comfortable. It doesn't feel good when the situation keeps coming up again and again and again. It's very tiring. It's draining of our energy, and our energy is better spent elsewhere. Giving ourselves love, giving love to others, rather than fighting ourselves. So as you spend time with yourself today, looking inwards, first asking yourself, why is this pattern repeating? Where does it actually stem from? And you take a look at that. Okay. And why is this something I'm still holding on to? Why is this a belief of mine? Where did that come from? Okay, we might get a look into that. And then what's it doing in my reality? Why do I feel that I need this pattern repeated? Oh, because there's something I believe about myself. Consciously, I don't believe it. Subconsciously, I do. So therefore, it's repeating itself. And I need to heal it because in the physical world, it's draining. I can't do it anymore. You know, that's that deja vu. So big work for you guys this week. Me too. Me too. Lisa said, I repeatedly draw the tower card. I know it's not separate tower moments, but the same one repeating. Susie said, I will think on this one. So yeah, so anything that seems repeating, it may not be the same people, maybe not the same situation, but the same theme again and again and again and again. And this being a very powerful time, that new moon energy, we're bringing stuff in. Let's bring in healing. Let's release that thing that is causing this negative repeating pattern. Let's get rid of that. You know, we don't need that anymore. Peace out. That we can get rid of. That we can do a little 8 of cups on. Okay, so there is that. Wow, whew, doozy. And on that note, I say we do a little bit of healing. Don't forget that with this I Don't Care Oracle at the end, if you guys want me to pull a card for you, I will be more than happy to, with anybody doing super chats or super stickers. So stay till the end and I'll do the individual readings with super chats and super stickers. Okay, but now is a good time for a healing. We got our messages. We maybe know what we want to do this week, our intentions for this week. So let's take a little moment. I won't take time, a lot of your time, but just maybe a few minutes. We'll do a little guided meditation, get a little centered, focus our intentions for this week, and what do we want to release. We have this powerful Beltane energy going on. We have this new moon and solar eclipse energy going on. Let's utilize it. All right, so Susie is open to healing. All right, guys, let's open ourselves. Okay, I'm gonna walk you guys through. You guys get nice and comfy. You can lay down, sit in a chair, sit on the floor like me, or maybe sit with something underneath your bum, so you know, nice cushion or something like that. And then I will start the drum. But first of all, let's just get relaxed, and I'm gonna need a little sip of tea for that. Okay, nice and relaxed. Relaxing the arms and the limbs, and bringing your awareness to your breath. And if you can, try to sit up nice and tall, or if you're laying on the bed, straighten up your back. And as you bring the awareness to your breath, just notice how you're breathing. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it somewhere in the middle? Just take notice. That's all. And next, on your next inhalation, I want you to breathe in nice and deep. So not only into the lungs, but into the diaphragm and into the stomach. And release. A nice full release, belly button all the way to the spine. Inhale full again. And release. And on your next big inhalation, think about all the messages that you heard today. Which of those messages really stuck out for you? Which of them connected with you personally? And what are your intentions? This is a very fertile time. What you intend has a lot more power this week. What do you want to bring in? And every time you breathe in, I want you to breathe in those intentions. And as you exhale, what do you want to release? As it's cyclical, as we bring things in, something must be released. Do you want to release these repeating patterns, this deja vu? Do you want to release old traumas, old mindsets, ways of doing, silence? What do you want to release? and continue focusing on these intentions, breathing them in and breathing out what no longer serves you. And I'm going to take you on a little visualization. I'm going to have you guys ground in a unique way, one that I feel is very balanced. I want you to imagine roots coming from your legs, your feet, and these energetic roots from your left leg are diving down, down, down into the depths of soil of Mama Gaia. And those roots reach all the way to her core, all the way to her heartbeat. And on your right leg, I would like your roots to dive into the cool waters of the ocean. Water can take many forms, but it cannot be destroyed. Vapor, solid, liquid. It's as stable as earth, but it's just in various forms. And allow your roots to become one with the molecules of water, shape-shifting, yet unbreakable, powerful, indestructible. So now you have one leg in the earth and one leg in the water, wholly complete. And as you breathe in the energy of the earth. Breathe in the energy of the water, for earth and water make this planet complete, masculine and feminine. Dualistically, these two elements reside in you, for you are made of earth and comprised of water. Allow these energies as you breathe in to fill every cell in your body, every organ, everything. And breathe it up through your highest chakras, and breathe up this water energy, this soil energy up into Source. Source is ignited, and a bright white high vibrational light comes pouring down through the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, sacral, root, filling every fiber of your being down through your roots into the soil and down into the water. You are now a conduit of energy of Source, Spirit, and of Earth, Water. All elements within you. You are Spirit and you are Earth. Allow them to dance dualistically within your body. Feel these energies while you focus on your intentions and that which you release. Release back into the earth, into the water. Let it be transmuted. guys. Start bringing your awareness back into the body. Focusing once again on your breath. You can start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes if you've had your eyes closed. And if you need a little bit of stretch, make sure you stretch it out. Whew. Oh my goodness, that's a big one. Susie said, thank you everyone, much love. Same to you, same to you. I hope that you have a beautiful Beltane, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you to everybody who came in today. Remember that if you would like me to pull a card, I have that I Don't Care Oracle. Just go ahead, do a super chat or super sticker, and I will answer your particular question. Beautiful said, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you, thank you. But I want to thank everybody who came into the chat today. Oh, thank you, James. So everybody who came into the chat today, everybody who commented, all the people who popped in and out, all the people that gave it a thumbs up, it really does help out the channel, helps out me, so thank you. Yeah, everybody who's been voting in the viewer polls and the public polls, it definitely helps out. And everybody who has done super chats and super stickers, I really do appreciate it. And like I said, we have some new folks in Patreon, so I want to give a shout out to all my patrons. So Michelle and Surian and Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, the Silver Whale Witch, Jason, Brian, Kayla, and Charles. Thank you all so very much. I really do appreciate you. I love doing these live chats, as I do love a sense of community and having everybody have a voice and input as we come together for healing and knowledge and guidance. Lisa said, powerful meditation today. Yeah, I just kind of was like, hey, Spirit, just guide me. Just, you know, and I never know where I'm going to go on my little drum. So anyway, I will see some of you guys this evening at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I do have that Pisces zodiac reading. So I'll see you guys there. And don't forget about the sale over at Desert Cauldron today for our 1-year anniversary here on Beltane. And we'll make sure that by the end of the day, we'll have these, our bunny pouches, our medicine pouches up on the site. But, you know, if you want to grab them before they go on the site for a little bit cheaper, because it won't have the Etsy fees attached to it, then, like I said, you can DM me on Instagram or message me, Tara@kittensweightsandtarot.com. All right, so thank you guys so very much. Have a blessed Beltane. Whatever it is you guys do today, do it in love. Sending you lots of good juju. All right, and let's close up that circle. All right, so thanking our elementals for bringing us into this circle today, this beautiful, peaceful, safe circle. So thank you to the elementals of the north for helping us with our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the west, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you to the elementals of the south for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the east, for helping us to cast our circle today. Our circle is now closed. Let us go in peace, as above, so below, as within, so without. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day. Have a great day, and I will catch you guys later this evening and tomorrow. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.